What's up, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in. And tonight, back on the stream, back in action. Let's go. So tonight, I am going to go over some what I think is going to be announced. Of course, there's been a lot of rumors and rumblings about Nintendo Direct happening this month, and I am super excited about it. I really am super excited about this possible Nintendo Direct. So, again, I do want to thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a couple weeks since the last stream. It's been a little while, so I'm just glad you guys are able to tune in now or catch me on the replay. So if you guys want to check me out on any of the platforms you're watching or my other platforms, feel free to do so. You can hit me up on Twitter at WillYork_23, Twitch Tuxedo28, and YouTube Will York. Of course, I apologize to those who are expecting to watch on Twitter or Twitch. In an effort to try to basically trying to use less internet. I feel like Twitch takes way too much internet, and I don't really have the best internet in the world for Twitch. So I am not going to stream on Twitch, but I still do have YouTube. So I will still be streaming on YouTube. I'm also streaming on Facebook through the local 4-State Gamers group. And you guys can also hit me up on Discord and add me on Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and the Epic Games Store. So you can follow me on any of the platforms. Just keep in mind that I am not streaming on Twitter, and I'm not streaming on Twitch. Mainly on Twitch because of the, because I think it takes up too much internet, and I don't have the absolute best internet in the world. So, I think, I honestly think Twitch takes too much internet, and I don't have the best, but I think YouTube has a lot of good potential. So, we'll see where that goes. I think for the main audience target, YouTube's going to be my main potential. One of my latest live reaction streams was to the THQ Nordic the THQ Nordic showcase from about a month ago, and I have seen an influx of subscribers on my YouTube channel, so I'm like, alright, this is where I'm getting a lot of YouTubers, or get a lot of people watching and tuning into the channels. So, but I might return to Twitch someday, so no need to be disappointed. But of course, Twitch is now saying that partners can stream on other platforms, even though I'm not officially a partner. I'm not. So, anyway, you want to check out all the content I've made, mock trailers, videos, everything about that you want to know about me, you can do so on the platforms Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Discord. I'm also on Facebook, Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and the Epic Games Store. So, I'm going to be talking about the possible Nintendo Direct, what we could see in that, but I got some goodies that I want to show off first. So, one, these awesome headsets. Got these at Walmart today. They were pretty costly, about 30 bucks. I know it was a lot, but these were actually on clearance, and I found out a little bit about these. So these were apparently PlayStation 4 or 5 specific game headset. But I'm like, these are awesome. I like the way they look, and they were on sale. So I went ahead and bought them, and I kind of dig them. Still kind of working on trying to get the full level, but I think I got it where I want it now. So let's go ahead and get to the other stuff. I want to start with let's start with the something on the floor. You'll see it in a little bit. So, like I said, I got these at Walmart, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring back the unboxing. So, well, one of the things I should have done was add music to it. So give me just a quick moment. I'm going to add a little bit of music. Do I have the have music? Not yet, but I can. Give me a quick second. Go. Super loud. I gotta actually put in some there we go. Alright, get some music going. So, like I said, I am going to start with a Walmart unboxing. So, let's get this going. And of course, this is the return of the unboxing camera, which I'm thrilled to have once again. The other one broke, so I had no choice but to throw it away. So, I'm going to start with this one, and I think it's a pretty sweet deal. Got Pokemon, the first movie, Pokemon 2000, the movie, and Pokemon 3, the movie. A triple feature of the first 3 Pokemon anime movies. I'm like, I saw that out of the blue, and I'm like, alright, I'll give this a shot. So, wait, so 3 pretty good Pokemon movies. I've never seen them all the way through. This is to add to my watch list to what to do later. But you got Pokemon the first movie, the movie 2000, and Pokemon 3, the movie, and features all sorts of interesting stuff. Again, it's all based off the anime, which the anime just turns 25 itself this year. Last year the games turned 25. This year it's the anime's turn to turn 25. So, speaking of anime that turns 25, actually no, the whole series turns 25 this year. I'm talking about One Piece. Great year for many good fans. So, let's go ahead and show this off. This great case, simple and basic and to the point. And of course, I'll show it off here. I know it's kind of hard to see with the, you know, this is the best I could do right here for it, but I like it. So, nice cover, and it's just pretty basic. Basically, it's just in 16:9 widescreen, English stereo, SDH side subtitles. So, cool to have that. So, let's go ahead. Using a different knife this time. And put this away so that nobody gets hurt. Slide this all off. Again, $10 for 3 movies. I think that's a pretty good deal. I think that's a pretty sweet deal. So I'm gonna, all I missed, go ahead and show you guys the inside, and inside's just pretty basic. You have 4 colors, 3 of those are the movie logo, and I imagine it's just gonna be a simple menu where you only pick one movie to watch. So, of course, we got Mewtwo, Lugia, Entei, and Pikachu, of course. But yeah, it's just a pretty simple cover, pretty simple movie case. So, I am going to have to spend some time watching these Pokemon movies. And thankfully, I got a weekend for that. Next on the list, got a good deal from GameStop. Which I got this awesome Maisie Funko Pop. Of course, you guys know me, I'm a big Jurassic Park, Jurassic World fan. Love dinosaurs ever since I was a kid. And they were actually having a little special on this one. So this was marked for $12.99, but the $12.99 Funko, $12.99 and unders were actually on sale for $8.99. So you got a little bit of a good deal with that. Plus, I used my $5 bonus, or since I'm a pro member, I used my $5 membership, or $5 discount. So, using that, I was able to get this, so pretty good. I'd say it's a pretty sweet deal. So let's go ahead and open this up. So, set this down. And again, if you don't know who Maisie is, she is the adopted daughter of Owen and Claire, and we meet her in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom as Lockwood's granddaughter. And of course, we find out that Maisie was actually genetically cloned from her mother. So, very interesting to see that. But in the movie in Dominion, we actually see that a little more. We get to see that a little more, what her role is in all of it. So, awesome. An awesome looking Funko Pop. Awesome outfit. The cool thing is that many of these include stands these days. This one does not include a stand. But this one's pretty awesome. In fact, give me just a quick second. I actually had a bonus stand sitting around. So, just kind of clean that off a little bit. But yeah, look, this is awesome. This is pretty awesome. I mean, she stands pretty good on her own, but I think she could stand even better with... Nope. Nope. Don't think that fits. Never mind. Thought it would fit, it wouldn't. It won't fit, but she stands pretty good on her own without it. So, a very nice, awesome Funko Pop to add to the collection. And again, another part of my Jurassic World is complete. I actually now have all the main characters from the movies, either as a Funko Pop or an action figure or something. So, I have Ian Malcolm as a figure. I have Ellie Sattler as a figure, Alan Grant as a Funko Pop, Claire as a Funko Pop, Owen as an action figure, and also as a Lego figure, and now I have Maisie Lockwood as a Funko Pop. So that pretty much takes care of the main, I say the main important cast in the movie and as well in the franchise. This is awesome. I think I could find myself a good spot where I could put Maisie Lockwood. And finally, the big one, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection. This was a pretty big deal when they first announced this. I thought it was a pretty big deal. You got 13 TMNT games that have been remastered and reworked on to fit not only modern consoles, but also you can adding online play, couch play, saves anytime, and also rewind feature. So if you need something messed up, you can just go back and redo it. But a nice look at the physical cover, and these are the games by Konami. And of course, the company did a lot of the great Ninja Turtles games from the 90s, like Turtles in Time, Manhattan Project, Hyperstone Heist, all of the games, Follow the Foot Clan. A lot of the stuff that you will see would be from NES, SNES. There is the Sega Genesis game and Game Boy game, the original Game Boys, and again, all of those are remastered. Even the arcade games. So there's the arcade games are in here too. So again, 13 of Konami's greatest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games redid, remastered, and in one incredible package. So this is one of the games that when they first announced it, I'm like, this is super exciting. This is really exciting. And then I'm like, if this does not come out on a Nintendo console, because that's where the games originally made their start. Aside from the arcades, you had a lot of it on the home consoles for Game Boy and NES as well as SNES. If you didn't have those games on a Nintendo console, I would have rioted. So, go ahead and get this open. Close the... So, give you guys a nice, good little look. Well, it's gonna get dark. Yeah, I shouldn't do that with the light. So, but there you go. Nice little glance with the camera. Very nice. Go ahead and get this guy open. And of course, I did get the 1-year warranty. If something did happen with this game, I would, of course, get my money back. I got the 1-year warranty. Throwing the packaging aside, looking up on the inside. Ooh, nice little cover art on the inside. So this is just what the inside looks like. You got a lot of the retro stuff on the background as well. Ignore the gibberish, ignore the words in here. You got a lot of the stuff in here. That's pretty cool. On the inside. So kind of show you guys here a little bit. Kind of hard to see, but it's really cool. And then finally, we have here the game itself. So I'm going to start looking at this. It's going to be hard to see, but thankfully, that's why I got an autofocus. Well, it should be auto-focusing. But anyway, it's just black and it says Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection. So I can't wait to get into this. Hopefully I will get into it this weekend. And before I forget, gotta put the warranty on there. Put the warranty in there, just make sure I have it. So that's the unboxing. So yeah, a pack of 3 Pokemon movies, Maisie Lockwood Funko Pop, and Teenage Mutant Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection for Nintendo Switch. So I'm super excited, and I hope you guys are too. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. So let's go ahead and talk about the go ahead and discuss the Nintendo Direct rumors. So I had to do a little bit of work to try to get these all a little bit of work to make it right and good. So these are my predictions. These are way too early predictions, but I think we are, these aren't final yet. I think the final ones are going to come just before the actual Direct comes. And again, a lot of people are, some of the insiders are saying that it's going to be on the week of September 12th. So in about 10 days or so, we should be able to find out if we're getting a Direct or not. Makes perfect sense. Why? Because next week, Splatoon 3 releases, and if Nintendo does a Direct next week, then it ruins the purpose for Splatoon 3. It takes that attention away, and Nintendo doesn't want that. Nintendo wants people to go out and play Splatoon 3 for the weekend, and then we can focus on what's coming out. And of course, a lot of people, a lot of leaks, rumors, all the fun stuff are being, you know, a lot of articles are being about that, and I'll address about those two while I'm making these predictions. So, I'm going to start off on the top left. Simple. Miyamoto makes the appearance. Of course, in the last couple years, he has made an appearance in the Nintendo Direct to introduce the Direct after a big premiere. Just to say, hey, how's everybody doing today? I hope you're looking forward to these great games and more. Here's this title. So, anyway, I imagine, if you don't know who he is the president of Nintendo of Japan. So, kind of big to have him on board for all that is was needed for the presentation. Next is probably the biggest rumor that we've heard all week, and this comes from many inside sources. A lot of articles have been written on it, and this is that Legend of Zelda Wind Waker and Twilight Princess will get their HD ports in for Nintendo Switch. Makes a lot of sense for a lot of different reasons. One, these are highly requested. People have highly requested Nintendo to put Wind Waker and Twilight Princess on the Nintendo Switch. 2, Nintendo has said that Nintendo wants to release at least one Zelda game per year for the Switch. And every year that's happened has come true. 2017 we had Breath of the Wild. 2018 Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. 2019 Link's Awakening Remake. 2020 Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. And last year was Skyward Sword HD. But we do not know what this year's is intended. If Nintendo is still wanting to keep that one Zelda game a year, then these are one or both the games to actually put on the Switch. And a lot of rumors are saying it's going to be like a 2-for-1, you know, it's going to be like a bundle or something. Like a bundle for $60, or could be $60 each, it depends. But if this comes into fruition, this will also make the Nintendo Switch accessible to every single Zelda mainline game. Every single Zelda mainline game would then be on the Nintendo Switch. We got the originals from the NES, the SNES, the Zelda games from the 64, or Ocarina of Time and Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. We also got Skyward Sword, Link's Awakening Remake, and a lot of the other mainline titles. Apparently Minish Cap doesn't count. I guess it doesn't really count as much for a mainline title. I'm not exactly sure how Minish Cap works, but I'll get to more on that in a moment. It just makes perfect sense. Oh, another reason why. These two were also HD remade, or remastered, I'd say, on the Wii U. And the Wii U itself did not sell very well. Did not do very well as a console. But there has been a trend of Nintendo taking Wii U titles and putting them on the Switch. Because people are enjoying the Switch. They're buying the Switch. They're not buying Wii U's anymore. And aside from that, the Wii U eShop and the 3DS eShops they're both closing down. In fact, as of this past Monday, you cannot add any gift cards, not add any Nintendo eShop cards to the eShop. The only way you can is if you got your Switch account connected to your Nintendo Network ID. That's the only way you still can. That is the only way you still can. But the many reasons why. It just makes sense. People really want them, and you would also make the Switch the only console to have every single Zelda mainline title. So, I think this is going to be the insiders are saying this is 100% going to happen. I mean, take it with a grain of salt. Always do. Take with a grain of salt, but enjoy. Enjoy the hype responsibly is what I would say. Hype responsibly. And then next we got the Game Boy family of Nintendo Switch for Nintendo Switch Online. I think this is going to be announced at the Direct for many more reasons. One, this was actually rumored back earlier this year that they found it's called Sloop. It's basically an emulator, and this was from Nintendo European Research Development, or NERD, or NERD. So they found those files, and they found like Game Boy files, and one of those was for Minish Cap, which I was talking about earlier. So it seems more than likely the Game Boy family is for Nintendo Switch Online. It could be coming true as well. That, in the last couple years, except for 2020, when Nintendo Switch was established back in 2018. 2018 we got the NES, 2019 we got SNES, didn't have anything 2020 because it was an off year. Last year we got 64 and Sega Genesis added to the Switch Online expansion pack. And this year I think we're going to get Game Boy, and we're going to get the Game Boy family systems. Now, a lot of different Game Boys would have to be a lot of the Game Boy stuff will have to be changed if they're going to be on Switch. I remember watching a video from Nintendo Life talking about the original Pokemon games and if they should be coming on to Switch. I mean, there's nothing ruling them out, except you would have to change the rating. You would have to change the rating in London from an E10 to an E12. Because, of course, it would have to be a T rating here in the US. Why? Because of the gambling locations in the Pokemon games. Yeah. And, you know, there's strong feelings against gambling in London. So, honestly, that would be the only thing that is stopping Pokemon from coming online through the Switch Online. That's the only thing really stopping that is the gambling scenes. Either Nintendo would have to remove those, go back and actually take those out of the game, or just change the rating from E to T. And, you know, I mean, just one small rating change isn't going to break anybody. I mean, it would break kids' hearts because this is mainly intended for the kids. But on the plus side, you get Pokemon games on Switch Online. I think you get an automatic home, that connection to Pokemon Home, which is on the Switch and on mobile. Makes it a lot easier to catch Pokemon, and a lot easier to catch the Pokemon, put them in a box in Home, and just to transfer from different games. I just think Pokemon games on the Switch would be really cool. You get access to all the gens that came out on Game Boy. Gens 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the first 3 gens on there. And of that, Game Boy games are really hard to find, and they're really expensive. Authentic copies are hard to find, they're very expensive, and they are easily duplicated. People can go and program these games and put them in a fake cartridge and sell it off as real. So that's kind of a scam. It's a ripoff. And right now, the only option you can get at getting good, affordable Pokemon games is through the Nintendo 3DS shop, 3DS eShop. But like I mentioned, those will be shutting down in March of next year, and you can't add any more money unless your account's connected to a Switch account. So there's really not a lot of options. Not only just Pokemon, but you got the other Game Boy games like Kirby's Dream Land, Donkey Kong Land, so much more. Again, affordable, really affordable, like less than $10 per game. But the fact is, authentic copies are hard to find, and people can easily make a cartridge. It's starting to get way more difficult. They're starting to do it with DS games, 3DS games. It's just going to start being a mess. And we all know Nintendo is very, very strong against piracy. So, honestly, the best thing Nintendo should do to keep their legacy alive with their classic games, put it all on the Switch. And especially since the Switch is possibly near the end of its cycle. I mean, I don't think the Switch is going away, but I think we're going to get more powerful. We might get powerful in the future. We might be about a year or two away. And this is on pure speculation. I don't know any insider stuff. I'm not an insider. I don't know info. I don't know anything. This is all pure speculation. This is all pure speculation. So, I think we have a really good chance that Game Boy family of systems, Game Boy Advance, and Game Boy Color, all those games are going to come to Nintendo Switch Online, and I think it's going to be announced in this Direct. I have a strong feeling that it's going to be. I mean, it still makes sense when your stuff gets leaked and you need to wait months to actually address that. You should have addressed the leaks while you did. Take for example, there were leaks about the next entry in the Assassin's Creed mainline. Well, that got leaked, so Ubisoft went ahead and announced it, and they're planning on showing more information about it during the Ubisoft Forward, that it will be 1 week from tomorrow. And I will try to do a reaction on that. So anyway, if leaks come out, it is best to actually address them while you can. Next up, I think this makes a lot of sense. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, it has been announced there will be DLC, and hopefully a release period gets announced for DLC whenever it is. The game has had a lot of good reception to it. I'm not a big JRPG, RPG kind of guy. I'm not that kind of player. I'm not that kind of guy, so I'm not big into JRPGs, but I'm happy about those who are. But I think we have a pretty good chance that we'll see what the DLC is for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Next one, Mario Strikers Battle League. Next content update. Yes, I think we are going to see more content. I think we're going to see what's the next content update for this game. Again, the game has also gotten some decent reviews. It also got a popular character in on the first content update, which is Daisy, by the way. But they managed to get that, so I think we're going to see more. We're going to see more new stuff and another new character. Next line, Breath of the Wild 2 details, gameplay, and release. I think this is going to be a given. The insiders mentioned about the Wind Waker Twilight Princess HD ports said that this Direct's going to be like a Zelda blowout. So we're probably going to be getting information about Breath of the Wild 2. It was supposed to come out this year, but they've delayed it to spring of next year. So, I imagine at this Direct they are probably going to announce details about the Breath of the Wild 2 and the title. All we know about the title is that it's going to take the name of another early title. So we don't know what that is yet. Don't know what the title is yet. I imagine they're going to release information about it in this Direct. I got a good feeling we're going to see Breath of the Wild 2 into this Direct. Next one, kind of piggybacking off the game, what I said about Game Boy, but with the GameCube for Nintendo Switch Online. Now, there was a recent article which I read that said that Nintendo's currently working on remastering some of the GameCube games, and some of those include F-Zero GX, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, and also Pikmin 1 and 2, which that'd be kind of big because we already got Pikmin 3 on the Switch, and it's really good. I like Pikmin 3, I do. But I'm like, if you're gonna remaster all these GameCube games, why not put those on Switch Online? I mean, you get to remaster the games and you give it access, and pretty much for no additional cost. You know, another incentive to get people to do Switch Online. Plus, you got a lot of great GameCube games there's some GameCube games that need to be re-released. I'd say part of Nintendo's legacy content before the Switch dies. Like, they've already got Super Mario Sunshine from the Super Mario 3D All-Stars. They have that. But they also, I think they need to double dip into the other ones, like Mario Kart Double Dash, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, which I hear is like the best Paper Mario of all time. And I've really enjoyed Origami King. I really enjoyed that. A lot of people were about it. I actually liked it. I liked it. Trying to think of the others. Super Smash Bros. Melee. Trying to think of some of the other ones. Another one I'll get to in a bit, which is, well, it's Metroid Prime, and I'll get to more on that in a little bit. So yeah, that and the GameCube itself is over 20 years old. It's been out for over 20 years. It is considered a retro console, but it's also the first console in Nintendo's history to not have cartridges. No. Ever since the GameCube, they did for GameCube, Wii, and the Wii U, discs. Yeah, like actual little discs. Everything else in the prior and now Switch is cartridge. And again, I feel like the cartridge on Switch is a great callback to the original Nintendo history. So, pretty good about that. So, but if not GameCube for Switch Online, then I think we might be getting a collection of GameCube remastered games. So I put those two together to kind of tie in with it. Like I mentioned about GameCube, like the games that could be remastered, like it could be a collection of games, or or GameCube Online. And that kind of ties in nicely with the Game Boy family of system for coming online too. Again, retro consoles that need to be put on Switch, and to save the content before the 3DS and Wii U shops close down. So, that's just my take on those. Next, sticking with it. Next set of games announced for Switch Online. It could be NES, SNES, 64, Sega Genesis, anything that has not been announced yet. Said last month we got a Wave Racer 64 on the 64 expansion. We got that. But we don't know what's coming up for September. And honestly, it feels like a Nintendo Direct in that week of September 12th is a good place to announce what next those games are. And there's still a lot of good ones for both 64, like Super Smash Bros, Pokemon Stadium, excuse me, Donkey Kong 64. Just to name a couple, Star Fox, no, that's already on there. I'm like, Star Fox 64 is already on there. I'm like, what are you talking about, Will? But we also got other NES, SNES games that have not made it onto there as well. One NES game I can think that has not made it to Switch at all, that should be on Switch, and it is but it's also with a third party, and I'm talking about Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. This was, of course, a cooperation with Squaresoft, who later became Square Enix. And that has not came back out. I don't think, as far as I know, I don't think it's come out on modern consoles. This is one that needs to come back on a Nintendo console, because one, you got Nintendo characters, and two, it wouldn't look good on an Xbox. It just don't feel right. I know, this is being a little IP picky, but that's what Nintendo is a little IP picky. That explains why they won't do collaborations with third-party characters with their IPs as much, such as Fall Guys and Fortnite. It won't happen, because the other companies, Sony and PlayStation, they'll let Fortnite use those IPs, and Fortnite, and Epic's not going to care. What? Am I playing Multiversus? No, I am not. I am not playing Multiversus. Honestly, I would love to play Multiversus if it comes on Switch. That would be my main big thing. But Multiversus, it's a really popular game. I never thought about putting Multiversus in for a Direct. It could be possible. It could be possible. I mean, this is also surprising, like, you're taking a Smash Bros. Inspired game, and you're not putting it on a Nintendo console. You're putting it on everything else but a Nintendo console. But, the thing is, there's always ports to come later. And the Nintendo Direct might be a good place to announce a Multiversus port. But, never thought about that. I might have to make that change before the actual Direct announcement. So yeah. We still got a lot of games to get going on Switch Online for NES, SNES, 64, and Sega Genesis. Still a lot of good ones to get underway. Next one, I think this one's going to be for sure, and especially we're in the month of September. I'm talking about Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Probably we'll get a final preview, some details, but I think this is going to be more likely to be announced at the Ubisoft Forward 1 week tomorrow. Because for one, last year at E3 at Ubisoft Forward, they announced this game, but during a partner direct back in June, they announced more about Mario Rabbids. So, but the thing is, a Nintendo Direct involves both first and third-party parties, I would say, for companies. So, I imagine Mario Rabbids is going to get like another push, another push to go, an incentive to go and get the game. So, I think we could see Mario Rabbids in the next Nintendo Direct. Next one, third line down, mini trailer games, they always do that. I imagine that. Nintendo Switch Finger Snap, yep, they're going to do that. Free Spot, yep, going to do that. Alright, Metroid Prime Remaster, this was announced by the insiders as well. There's a good chance that we'll probably see Metroid Prime Remastered get announced and possibly released. Another big thing about the Direct itself, like we know a lot of the stuff coming out in September, October, and November. But what about December? We don't know anything about the December release. We don't know what it is. But thankfully with the Nintendo Direct here, we could be getting that. Announcement for a game. We could be getting Wind Waker Twilight Princess by December or November, because Nintendo has a second party game, which is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. That's going to be coming out in November, but not a first party game. They've released at least one first party game for the last couple of months. Like we had, June was Mario Strikers, July was Xenoblade Chronicles 3. This month is Splatoon 3. Next month they'll have Mario plus Rabbids and Bayonetta 3. In November is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but we don't know what they're having in store for December. So we could see a Metroid Prime release before that, with that December. Plus, Metroid Dread was a big hit last year for Nintendo. Was a big hit for them. It was an October slot, but it was a big hit for Nintendo Switch with Metroid Dread, and it's just kind of, brings the passion back to a lot of fans, and also introduces new gamers to the game. So, but Metroid Prime is considered one of the best, for Nintendo, first-person shooters. It changed the whole genre of the Metroid series. It was a game changer for it. And having Metroid Prime on Switch not only encourages old fans to repurchase the games, but also encourages new ones to invest in these games as well. So, like I said, there's no December opening right now, and I think a Nintendo Direct will have will announce either Wind Waker or Twilight Princess HD ports, or Metroid Prime Remastered. If I had to guess which one of the two would get the December treatment, I would have to go with Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. Like I said, Nintendo wants to have at least one Zelda game out every year of the Switches for Switch, and they've done that so far, except for this year, and puts and then put Breath of the Wild 2 for next year. So, but there's nothing ruling out Metroid Prime for a November release, which that's what some of the other insiders are saying, is that we could see a November release for Metroid Prime. And again, a lot of good thing about these new games is that before the holidays, the holidays are right around the corner, so everybody's going to look for new stuff for Christmas, and Switch games are the way to go. Next up, is the Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. We'll probably get a new trailer, a new release date. This was supposed to come out on April 8th of this year, but due to the events of the world, which Nintendo said, they didn't want to specifically address the crisis going on in Ukraine that's still going on. Not as much, but it's still going on. Nintendo has delayed it, so it's all done, it's ready to go. They just need a new release date. But I'm still wondering, it's possible we could still see this at a Nintendo Direct, but I think it's really up to Nintendo when they feel like it's the right time to actually announce that. When, when things are a little bit slow, like I think things have been a little bit slow lately, not as much, but it's still an ongoing situation. So I think until the situation is either has slowed to a stop or completely stopped, I think Nintendo's going to refrain from I think they're going to refrain from this Advance Wars 1 and 2 reboot camp. Why? Because it's a game that involves tanks and battles, and that's what they're doing right now in Ukraine is tanks and battles. So it just don't feel like the right time to put the put that on the to announce that. Give me a second. I'm gonna get a quick drink. Talking a lot has made me thirsty. Alright, that's better. So, fourth line down. Surprised I made it through 3 lines without taking much of a breath or anything. Fourth line down. New 3D Donkey Kong game. This one has been rumored that we'd be getting a new 3D Donkey Kong game. And not just the 3D side-scrolling one or the 2D platformer. They're talking about a full 3D platformer game. Moving around like you can in Donkey Kong 64. That'd be really big for the Donkey Kong series. For one, it has been a long time coming since a new Donkey Kong game. I believe 2014 was the Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, and then that got ported to the Switch in the last couple, or not too long after the Switch came out, about a year or so. And two, like I said, it's been a long time since they've had a 3D Donkey Kong game. Another thing too, apparently to this rumor, is that the rumor is that the team that did Super Mario Odyssey is working on this one as well. I think it's long overdue for a new Donkey Kong game anyway. Plus, last year was the 40th anniversary of Donkey Kong, and you know what? Nintendo didn't do a thing about it to celebrate, and that just left a big hole in the hearts of the Donkey Kong fans. Huge hole. And I feel for him. I really feel for him. But I think a new Donkey Kong game in this Direct would be really the right way to make amends and to spark hope for the franchise. Excuse me. Alright, next up, I think we'll probably see... this one is a little iffy, but I'm hoping to see the next amiibo pair, which is Sephiroth and the Pirate Mythra amiibos. I think we might see something on that. Of course, the amiibos have been a little bit slow rolling out this year. We got Min Min in April, and we'll be getting Steve and Alex next week due to supply chain issues. So Steve had to wait, about 4+ months to get his amiibo out. So imagine, hopefully, things will get back on the right track with supply chain issues, everything that's needed to make the amiibos. But of course, we are just starting with the Fighters Pass 2 DLC characters. Like I said, we just got Min Min in April, and Steve and Alex come out next week. So I think they'll probably announce that 2023 is going to be the year for Sephiroth and Pirate Mythra, and my best guess is that in 2024, we'll finish it off with Kazuya and Sora. That is my absolute best guess for the remaining amiibos. That's what I imagine it's probably going to be like, and it's again with these supply chain issues. But thing is, Nintendo does not usually do a lot of hardware in the Nintendo Direct, and I'll get to more on that in just a moment. Next is the Biomutant Switch port, which a lot of different things. One, this is actually, the rating for this has been leaked. It has been leaked. So I imagine this was an announcement that will be announced at the Direct. And two, it's from THQ Nordic, which has lately been a good partner for Nintendo, a really good partner for Nintendo Switch. Putting their games on the system, like Wreckfest, and also designing games for them, like SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. Last year they put Destroy All Humans remake on Nintendo Switch, which that was a complete out of left field move. I'm like, wow, did not expect them to go that route. Did not expect them to go that route. That, like I said, they love working with Nintendo. They're going to do a lot of stuff upcoming for Nintendo. THQ Nordics working on a AEW wrestling game. They're also working on SpongeBob SquarePants: The Cosmic Shake, which is like a spiritual Battle for Bikini Bottom game, which I'm totally excited for that one. I really am excited for that one. But also, I mean, I also like, you know, like I said, they're putting a lot more stuff on the Switch, which is really good. And again, companies porting their games to Nintendo Switch helps booster the relationship, and it helps drive in new fans to invest in their games. The one last announcement, gotta go with that. This is an interesting one here on that very last fourth one. This was also in an article that I've also read about, and it's the It Takes Two Switch port, which is very, very interesting for a lot of different things. One, this is designed by EA, which is lately is trying to make amends. Has not been a big supporter for Switch. Has not done a lot of stuff on Switch. They're trying to make amends, but in my book, amends aren't making until they put a Madden game on Switch. Yeah. Until then, until EA puts Madden on the Switch, it's kind of dead to me. It's kind of dead to me. The only thing that could make the amends right is if they put the college football, NCAA college football game on Switch. If that happens, then all will mostly be forgiven. But the other thing about It Takes Two, it's a very good, interesting co-op game. And it actually won last year's Game of the Year award at the Game Awards, which is very interesting. Like, out of all the games, you know, a lot of strong contenders last year, this is the one that surprised everybody. Like, this was one that surprised a lot of people. But it makes good sense. It's a couch co-op game, and you can actually play, I mentioned you can play this with two people. So you probably just need to get a second friend or second person to play this game with you. So, I think it'd be interesting. And again, this was also rumored. This was also leaked as well. Never thought about this actually coming. But the thing is, it's been over a year since it's been released. And of course, if you, think there's some rule, it's not a standard rule, but I think if you go through a year of exclusivity first, if you go through 1 year of it first, then you can put it on other consoles. And I imagine you can put it on other consoles. Last line, new game demonstration. I think we'll probably see either Miyamoto or someone else demonstrate how to play the game. Of course, we saw this in the February Direct with the Nintendo Switch Sports. We saw that. So we could see a new game demonstration. Second one on the last line. I know it's kind of hard to read, but I gotta try to accommodate for it. A third-party Nintendo Switch exclusive game, like we had Monster Hunter Rise. It was an exclusive for about a year, but now it's also on PC. So it's also now on PC. But I imagine we'll probably get. I mean, there had been rumors about a new Resident Evil exclusive on Switch. That as well. Middle one on the last line. This one's not likely, but it just makes it a lot more interesting, I guess. And that is a new Switch model or a new Switch controller. And of course, the model, I don't think you're going to see that in the Nintendo Direct. As for a controller, I think that one's going to be likely as well. I think that one's going to be likely. I mean, they do show off a lot of cool custom controllers that get developed for some of the games that they release. So I think we're seeing more likely of controller than the Switch model itself. But you never know. Nintendo, they don't call Nintendo the kings of left field for nothing. And then the Bayonetta 3 final preview, of course, that game comes out on October 28th. So I imagine we'll probably find out more information about the game, everything you need to know. And again, October 28th, just about 3 days before Halloween, which is very, very interesting to say the least. Or, yeah, 3 days before Halloween. And again, it's just right and appropriate for it too. So, and again, this was announced in 2017, and now we're finally getting it this year. And then the last one, I think this is going to be another surprise announcement way out of left field. Could be a new Star Fox, F-Zero, or Earthbound game. And again, these are franchises Nintendo has not really done new entries of for quite some time. We have not seen anything new from Star Fox, F-Zero, or Earthbound. They have not done that at all. In fact, Earthbound 3, or Mother 3 from the Earthbound series, has not even made it to the West. But that could be a way out of left field pick on that one. So, very interesting to see how that comes along. So, I imagine if Nintendo wants to be the kings of left field, they could do so, announcing a new game for one of their long forgotten franchises. So, few other things that could have made the list. Multiverses for Switch could have made the list. That could have made the list. There's also been other rumors about Metal Gear Solid getting remasters and coming out on all consoles, which that would be huge as well. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys. So I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. Before I go, one last look at the platforms that I'm currently streaming on. So on Twitter at WillYork_23, Twitch Tuxedo28, YouTube Will York. You guys can also hit me up on Discord. I'm also streaming on 4State Gamers. And you guys can add me on Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and Epic Game Store. Quickly, before I go, the upcoming stream schedule. I'm already talking about the possible Nintendo Direct for this month. Again, the way too early predictions. Super Smash Bros. Amiibo Tournament 58. If you guys have seen my social channels on Twitter, I have announced that the Amiibo Tournament is going to be taking place during the week of September 19. It was going to be 12, but because of this possible Nintendo Direct happening during that same week, I've decided to move it forward, and this tournament will feature the Steve and Alex Amiibos. I'm also not banning the Mii Gunner like I was planning on, because I want to make this the biggest Amiibo tournament pretty much in quite some time. So, yeah. And then hopefully trying to get back on Fall Guys. There's talks that Season 1 is about to end, but that's alright. Just do what you can and have fun with Fall Guys while you can, because hey, it's free to play and you can play it on any console that you want. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. Thank you for tuning in and watching me open these awesome items. I'm going to have fun with. Enjoy. You know, because it's the weekend. It's Labor Day weekend. Enjoy it while I can, because I actually got to work Monday. So, I actually do have to work on Labor Day Monday. So, that's all I got. One last thing before I go, I will be back on the stream tomorrow morning. I am planning on having we are about 1 month out from the Joplin Collectors Expo, which I'm hosting the Smash Bros. Tournament. Feel free to tune in on the platform of your choice. I will, I'm going to present more information and show off the prizes. I am planning on, this is the first of 2 streams before the actual tournament begins on Saturday, October 1st. So that's 4 weeks away, and 2 of those Saturdays, September 3rd and September 24th, will be information streams. Last ditch with a D, ditch efforts to try to get people to, invite you all to come into the expo, have a great time, and I'll be there. Got lots of fun prizes, and they're all right behind me, but I'm showing those all off tomorrow on the stream, so don't forget to tune in and see how you can actually pre-register. So I'll tell you information how you can actually register early for the tournament. So, again, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I hope you guys have a great, wonderful evening. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning for information on the next information for the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Tournament taking place at the Joplin Collectors Expo. Have a good evening, guys. I'll catch y'all on the flip side.